Well, good afternoon, everybody. We are delighted to be here for draw number 8. It is Thursday, January 25th. Melissa Sligo and Julie Herndier alongside. And Melissa, how was your morning?
Relaxing. It was a fantastic.
I love it so much. And so we've got an A qualifier here, I think, today.
We do. We have Team Richard versus Team Schneider. So far, this field, the top of the field, obviously, making it to the A qualifier. The winner of this event will have a lot of advantages going into the playoffs. Julie, they'll have last rock advantage, definitely for the AB game, which will be happening on Saturday. So, yeah, big game today.
I'm really excited to talk during the broadcast a little bit about that day of rest they're going to have, but let's maybe check out what's happening on the other sheets here for the 2 o'clock draw. I think on sheet A, we've got Team Corinne Brown versus Team Stephanie Jackson. What are we looking for in that game today?
Well, it's a big game for Steph Jackson Bear. She needs a win. She's kind of in the middle of the pack right now. Team Brown, on the other hand, are undefeated. They could afford a loss, not that they want a loss. They want to finish on top of the pack as well. But big game, as I say, for Jackson Bear. Really need to eke out a win here.
Perfect. And then on sheet B, we've got Team Ryan versus Team Grandy. That looks like they're just getting underway. What are we expecting out of that game today, Melissa?
Pretty much exactly the same thing. I believe these are two of the teams that are in the definitely top four at the moment. Grandy is undefeated, and Team Ryan, I believe, has one loss. So again, if Team Ryan can win that game, they'll bring Team Grandy back to them. And when things sort themselves out at the end there, it'll be that they would have gone head to head and they would have beaten Grandy. So it's a huge game that Ryan really wants to win. But I guarantee you that they're going to be up against a strong Team Grandy team today.
Absolutely. And then on sheet C, we're featuring our other men's game during this afternoon draw, Team Nobert versus Team Robillard.
Yeah, and that's a C game right now. That is, you have to say, unfortunately, the loser of that game will be eliminated from the competition for the 2024 BC Men's Championship. So both teams are going to try and do whatever they can to bring their best and hope that they can, win that game and continue on in the C event.
For sure. And then on sheet E, we have Haffley versus Gushalak. Tell us a little bit about what we should expect from this draw here.
Well, Gushalak's had a pretty rough go so far this week, and they are really looking hard for a win. Hathaway, of course, is in the middle of the pack as well, so they've been playing pretty good. They are very strong and looking to come out with a strong game today, but I guarantee you that if anyone is going to come out and want to get a win more than Diane Gushalak, I think it would be her.
I agree. I have to say I agree. Awesome. Well, that gets everybody caught up on what's happening on the 2 o'clock draw this afternoon. So we will turn our attention to the feature sheet here and just get caught up with what's happening.
So it looks like a pretty open. There is a long center guard there thrown by Team Richard to start off the end, and there must have we did miss the second red stone. Must have been a little bit of a miss here because this is an opportunity now for Schneider to draw to the other open side and lie two to get this end started really early here. So there must have been a miss. It looks like Schneider did get hammer, virtue of hammer by the last stone draw.
Yeah, so fascinating to see that this early in the end they've got two rocks in play there, and now you're going to spend the whole rest of the end effectively trying to keep them there, Melissa.
Exactly, and they're so far back in the house, Julie. They're like edge of 12 for both of the rocks. So you really can't afford to make any mistake on the outside of either of those rocks. So it's going to be a testament here to keep on nosing these stones as much as they can and keep them in the rings.
Now, would you say there's still a sense of the teams trying to get a feel for the ice, Melissa, this far into the event? Or would you say that by now they feel pretty confident that they can anticipate what's happening out there?
Well, interestingly enough, the ice had stayed very consistent, very fast, 15 and a half hog to hog. But last night, actually, the rocks were textured last night. So there's going to be more curl in the rocks today. And all the teams knew about it. They all got the email saying that was going to occur last night. So they have to be aware when you step out on the ice that you're going to see a lot more curl on the rocks on the surface.
So just exchanging rocks here, and while they're doing so, maybe Melissa, you can help us understand, for those of us who are new to the concept of rocks being textured midweek in an event, would the teams be, trying to avoid being over focused on that, just go out and play your game? Like, what's the plan from a team going into it when you know that there's been some action on the rocks?
Well, based on, the rocks are always, touched up right before the event starts. So they know that they come into the event, they do pre-game practice or pre-event practice, pre-game practice with the rocks curling a certain amount. And that's what they want to see. And that's why they tend to do it more and more often now during the middle of the week of an event, so that they can actually get them right back to the start of the event started. And that's what they're used to. So again, it's, you want to see this as great arena ice. It's so fast, but you do want to see the rocks curling a good 4 to 5, sometimes 5.5 feet. So a great draw there to continue to lie to. There was a hit and roll out by Team Richard. So now a second draw there by Sterling Middleton. Does split the rings. Those rocks are about as far apart as possible.
And that's a really nice shot early in the game. You don't have a lot of space to draw to there. That's a really nice shot early in the game here.
Well, and the other thing too, Julie, is that you spend all your time drawing to the middle, so you don't really practice those shots to the outside. So to do that in the first end consistently is amazing. It's fantastic, and that's a lot of conversations about paths and rock speed and things like that all four members will be involved in.
So Team Richard making a little bit of a hit and roll there to the center, trying to bring the play back to trying to maybe get around something around that center guard.
Yeah, and I imagine that Jason Ginter here is going to try and hit and roll away. You don't want to nose these rocks, because as soon as you get to a point where you've nosed it a couple of times, you're going to set up that angle for a potential across the house double. So if you are Team Schneider, you really want to try and roll to the outside and keep your rocks as far apart as possible. This one does like it over curling a bit, but well, might be a double there. Difficult double by any means. And Richard Krell's going to step up and see if he can make that happen. So this one will be coming with some speed, I would imagine. Jason Ginter is going to hope that didn't roll too far and create this double opportunity for Richard Krell. Got to be close. And you see Calvin Schneider actually sweeping his own stone, Julie, to the edge of he wants to get that as far away as possible. And so that's pretty close there by Richard. Very difficult shot, but great attempt.
Great attempt.
So hit and stick here for Jason Ginter on his second, or even a hit and again roll to the right-hand side of the sheet.
Really throwing like bump style weight here, Melissa, looking like trying to make sure they can absolutely control the rock and the curl there with that hit.
Yeah, definitely not what they wanted. There's one thing you didn't want to do is roll in the same direction as your other stone.
So Jeff Richard called to make a nifty little double here for his first shot of the game. Draw 8 here at the BC Men's and Women's Curling Provincials. And makes no mistake, removes the 2 blue stones, sticking his shooter at the back of the 12-foot there. Schneider not wasting much time, calling the hit. And being it's his first, imagine he'll be looking to stick it. Be curious to see if he's going to throw this soft touch hit weight they've been using or throw more of a normal weight hit. Looks like a bit of a soft touch bump. I'm a big fan of this lower hit weight, Melissa, as it gives them just a chance to really bring the sweepers into play.
I totally agree. This, especially when the ice is running so quick here. You know, Team Schneider is going to be a little upset, I think, that they had a potential 2N get away from them here, just for a couple of misses there at the third stone. But chance here to get out of it with a blank and retain hammer in the second end here.
So Jeff Richard just looking to make a hit and stick here. Given the ice, looks like he'll also be throwing a bit of a soft touch hit weight.
Yeah, exactly. There you can see he's got about 12 inches of ice, I would imagine. Trying to get a little tiny tuck underneath the guard if they can, and just nosing it.
Just by way of a little update, Melissa, both Sheet A and Sheet Echo, so Brown and Jackson Bayer, have just a ton of rocks in play for a first end over there, really getting into it early. Likewise, between Haffley and Gushalak, so many rocks in play. Just a super spicy start to this first draw for them.
I love it. I love it. And again, that just shows the comfort of all these players with these ice conditions, and the ability to throw, especially now that has a bit more curl as well from the rock. So looks like the blank on the board, and we'll head to the second end, and Team Schneider does keep on the hammer.
Is this what we expect for these two teams, Melissa? A fairly open first end, you'd say?
I actually didn't think so. I think both teams have, but especially Jeff Richard, loved to play with rocks in play. So a little surprised that it was as clean as it was, but I think it started with an early miss. So, we'll see what happens here. But I think Jeff might have actually called this one in the rings, which would surprise me greatly. We'll see here if it's going to come up short. Nope. Definitely look like he's called it in the ring. So it'll depend if Callan decides to throw a corner guard here. There we go.
So I guess the other option here would have been just to hit that, Melissa. Really, the options would have been a corner guard or to go ahead and hit that Richard Stone. So Callan's letting us know he's ready to go here, would you say?
Exactly. That's exactly right. Especially with hammer. He's going to, like I say, not be overly happy with the fact that they had an easy 2 setup in the first end. So now wants to try and set up a way to try and get 2 here in the second end. And Julie, just peeking over to our other stream sheet, it looks like a 4 on the board in the first end for Team Nobert over Team Robillard. Team Robillard did have hammer in the first and somehow got a 4 on the board.
Well, I want to know what they had for breakfast this morning, because that is a really fun start to the afternoon draw for.
And looks like Team Grandy started out with 2 on the board as well. They have a 2-0 lead over Team Ryan.
Likewise, I think on sheet Echo here, Gushalak took a 2 over Hathaway to start off the game. So lots of action out there with big scoring ends to start.
Nice guard there by Connor. So Team Schneider here trying to get their deuce, pushing a little bit hard here early in this end. So they're ignoring the rocks in the center line and making a great draw for Alex Horvath. Throws up a great corner and puts one right in behind.
Really well executed first 4 shots, Melissa, on this sheet, on our feature sheet.
So Daniel being asked to freeze to that stone that was just thrown by Alex Horvath, maybe even tap it if it has perfect line, but number one is try and get by this guard, which from our perspective right now looks like it's going to over curl. And indeed it does.
Both sweepers working hard to
Wow.
try to get it by, but yeah.
It looks like it was about, I would say, almost 10 feet light, and I think that's why it over curled. Just want to say hello to everybody that's on the stream watching with us. We are excited to be bringing you the A qualifier here at the 2024 BC Men's. So chance here for Sterling now to get access to that rock that's in the 4-foot. Once you get by that guard, he should be good. What a great weight selection there, Julie.
Just absolutely perfect. Hack end, just confirming the weight call there. It's so critical if you're sitting the hack, Melissa, and you're not totally sure you've heard the call. Maybe you see the ice and it's not exactly what you were imagining for what you thought for the weight call was. Just so critical to make sure you verify before you throw that rock.
That's one of the things you don't want to do, hey, is make any assumptions.
Yeah. Oh, they just...
Oh, wow.
So now Schneider really having an opportunity, Melissa, to really be building with hammer. I think my eyes tell me down on the board there that Schneider has hammer. So really an opportunity. Sweeper's not doing much work yet, and kind of demonstrating that body language we talked about yesterday, where they're just walking along. Oh, but now called to duty and going to finish that off as much as they can around that corner. So Jeff Richard facing a bit of a decision here, talking about the fact that those rocks on the right, as we look at it, are grouped together, but that rock on the 4-foot being shot and being a pretty dangerous rock and having some access to it.
Yeah, Team Richard in a little bit of trouble here for sure without the hammer in number 2. So Richard Krell trying to come up with a big shot here, the hit and roll under.
I think that was Connor Dean trying to urge it over with some curl, but it just wouldn't come up for them at the end there, Melissa.
Yeah, exactly. Now having a look at this shot, hey, it looked like Catalan's considering drawing around those guards again, and mostly because those two rocks are behind the tee line, so they're not in the best place. If your Team Schneider and Team Richard could, I think that's what he's going to do. I think he has to. If you don't do this, I mean, you think you want to hit shot rock right now, but if you ever roll out and Team Richard freezes to those two blue stones on the side, your end is gone. So I think that's why he's playing this now, trying to protect those two stones and hopefully have a chance later to remove the shot stone. It's a bit of a
Yeah,
risk.
I think I would have been lured into hitting that red one, but as soon as you pointed out, Melissa, this is such a great call to make sure you're protecting those rocks back there.
Apologies for the little mishap there with the cameras.
Oh, just by way of a quick update on sheet B, Shannon Jonice attempting a run back and just narrowly missing it. Such a good effort. So Team Richard, I think, attempting to come down to this blue one. Would you say that's the call, Melissa?
Exactly, and it's simply because that blue one of Jason's over curled. If that one was above the one that they're freezing to right now, then I'm sure Jeff would have done something else. But see, that's what Schneider was worried about. They were worried about getting their end taken away from them, and that's basically what's just happened by a perfect call or shot there, pardon me, by Richard Krell.
Yeah, great shot by Richard Corral.
Which one?
Looks like we're going to see a bit of weight here based on the ice given. The sweeper's on and off early, so it's hopeful, promising. Quite a nice shot there by third Sterling Middleton.
Actually, Jason Ginter throwing third stones. They changed it up on you.
Thank you so much.
Sterling is now throwing second stones this week.
Well done, Jason Ginter. I made a little note on my magic sheet.
So the conversation here, I imagine right now, is Jeff Richard really doesn't want to nose this blue stone. The main reason is because he leaves his red stone side by side, and then a potential double maybe for Team Schneider. He would love to hit and roll away, but he doesn't want to touch that blue stone that's sitting just behind the red one, because that's the one that's saving him right now. So not sure what they decided here. They're going to try, I think they're going to try and get maybe three quarters low side and try and avoid that blue one that's back 12 just in behind the red stone. So we'll see what happens here. A little bit more weight than I thought maybe he was going to throw. That was a great shot by Jeff.
And it looks like this is a little bit tricky here with those back blues there, Melissa. Schneider's going to have to be careful about how he hits these. A lot of discussion about the best way to get there.
The main discussion is, can he do something to ever bring those other 3 blues into the play here? And I really don't think so. So I think he's playing maybe looks like a soft hit based on the ice. There you go. Alex is telling us. Nice soft hit and roll on top of the second shot stone, the other red one.
And we thank Alex for the indication, because sometimes it's a little bit tricky to tell which shot's being called up here. So I'm thankful for the indication, so we have a good idea of the call here. And just while we're waiting for Schneider to throw this stone, I just want to remind our viewers that they can get in on the daily 50/50 tickets at curlbc.ca/daily 50/50/ yesterday's pot in the end was a whopping $1,435. So make sure you get your tickets today, all in support of the Greater Victoria Curling Program. Oh, sweepers are really being called to duty here.
Really trying to keep
Melissa.
this clean, straight. But I think, does he have enough? Oh boy, I think that is a bit of a miss there. Oh, and it spins in as well. So I think it's hard to tell for sure, but it does look like red could be sitting 2 right now. Or do you think they're only 1 maybe? Well, looks like Jeff is actually looking at the blue one, so maybe they are only 1. Or is he? Yeah, he's drawing, sorry. So I think red's sitting 2. Otherwise, he'd probably be playing right down to that blue stone again, so.
Quite a turn of events here, considering that at one point we thought it looked like Schneider was setting up for a 3 even potentially, Melissa.
And it's all about those rocks behind the tee line. You just don't want them behind the tee line. That allows your opposition to freeze to them and take things away from you. So great shots there by Team Richard. And another one here for Jeff. Last stone here in the second. Trying to draw to the middle, preferably around top 4 area. Doesn't want to leave any kind of double.
Promising body language from the sweepers, looking like Jeff must be really close. You love to see as a thrower that on-off gentle clean. Really nice shot by Jeff Richard. So the discussion now for Catlin and Team Schneider will be, which draw path do they know the best? Do they feel the most confident and gives them the best possible opportunity here of scoring their point? Just by way of a quick update, it looks like on sheet A, Steph Bayer Jackson just maybe made a hit for 3. You heard it here first. It's unconfirmed. We'll just wait for the officials to put it on the board. Pardon me, Corinne Brown. That was Corinne Brown.
This looks light, and it looks like it's going to tick. Oh boy. That is going to be a steal of 2, maybe even 3. And somehow Alex Horvath's broom head fell off.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
So we'll just get confirmation, but I do believe it might be 3 for Team Richard. I think that last one of Catlin Schneider is just a little light.
And likewise, just waiting for confirmation of a 3 on sheet A. So I can confirm Team Brown took 3 in the second. So that game is now 3-1 for Team Brown going into the third end. So Team Schneider going to the corner guard again to try to set things up with the hammer here. Unexpectedly having the hammer, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they're happy about having the hammer, that's for sure. But what do you see there? Did they get 3? They did indeed.
Melissa, tell me what might be going through the minds of Team Schneider. That's the second end where it kind of looked like they were building a little bit of something, and then, in the first instance, it ended up being a blank. In the second, they end up giving up quite a substantial steal. What do you imagine they talked about between ends here?
Well, I noticed that Catlin didn't even come down, so there's obviously a lot of frustration going on out there right now, and I think that they just need to maybe regroup. They've been playing extremely well the first 2 ends. It was just simply, a half missed shot, and then Catlin's last, unfortunately, and sometimes that happens. But they just need to regroup and find a way to get back in this game.
Absolutely, lots of ends left to play here in the 10 end game. So
Exactly.
excited to see the ongoing shot making. Daniel Wenzik, it looks like the call was to throw a guard here on top of those red stones.
Exactly. So there's 2 corner guards out there, not much that Team Richard can do with them. So they've got a great pair by Connor Dean that was set up there in the middle there, and Daniel Wenzik throwing the guard does force Team Schneider to have to make a play now. Those rocks are in too good of positions. They can't leave them.
And by way of another update, Melissa, it looks like Team Ryan took 1 in the second there, and so the score is 2-1 for Ryan. That's Grandy 2, Ryan 1. Again, a lot of rocks in play in this third end over there.
Definitely looks very busy down there.
Mm-hmm.
So not a bad stone there by Sterling Middleton. He does manage to separate those 2 red stones in the ring and run the red one back, get rid of one. Does leave his guard, however, right out just off center, which is fine. It's usable, which is good. But Team Richard not wasting any time here, putting another guard right up front, trying to protect those 2 stones that are sitting in the 8-foot.
And really not taking any pressure off here at all. Jeff Richard just really, guarding and bringing it to Team Schneider here, not letting off any pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, I've watched a number of Jeff Richards games this week. He has been playing outstanding. His team's been playing very good as well, don't get me wrong. But Jeff himself, outstanding week so far. Oh, what a shot by Sterling Middleton.
Just a great shot and likely a nice boost for the team. As you mentioned, there might be a little bit of frustration after the last 2 ends. So Just a fantastic shot.
So Richard Krell looking to pretty much do the same thing that Sterling did on his shot, run back, try and stick his red onto the blue in the rings, and sit 2, and gets the shot, number 1 job, does roll out.
So again, just by way of a quick update on sheet C, it looks like Nobert stole 1, and so now the score there is 5-0. So we'll be keeping an eye on that sheet as well. Fair few rocks in play, as I imagine Robillard will be working hard to get some rocks in play and get a few points on the board there.
Yeah, I know Sebastian is a little bit deflated over yesterday. They were in the A semifinal, lost 2 tough games yesterday, and put them right down at the C. So you got to imagine it's pretty tough to rebound and come out today. But you really have no choice, Julie. You only have one chance left, one life left. So
Yeah, that really highlights the difference between a triple knockout and a round robin, as we were discussing yesterday, Melissa, that if you've had a tough day, you know, and you lose a close one, and then maybe you lose a second one on the heels of that, because you're maybe a little bit deflated, a little bit flat, then all of a sudden you're in a bit of trouble.
thank goodness for those round robins for women, hey?
I'll take it every time and twice on Sunday. I admit it.
Love it. All right, so hit and roll out there by Team Schneider. So chance here now for Richard Krell to try and get one in behind that center red guard, but this does look a little heavy here. Yeah, just slip into the back 4.
Of course, that's one of those ones where it just looks like a fairly simple draw, but then when you're, you know, heavy by a foot or two, you just, I wish you could have that back to maybe hold it onto it a little longer, pull back, or kick a little softer out of the hack. But now giving Schneider an opportunity, I imagine, to follow them down.
Exactly. So Jason Ginter being asked to do just that. Sweeper's been pretty much on it the whole way here, just trying to manage the stone as long as the weight's good. The line looks pretty great. Trying to bring it right to the face of that red stone if they can. And just maybe a foot light, I think, by the looks of it. Let's have if we can see by Jeff there in a minute. Yeah, I think it's just light, hey?
Yeah, I have to agree. I think it looks like red is shot.
So it looks like Jeff Richard throwing a guard here, which makes total sense. There's shot rock in the back of the 4.
And then really going to leave Catlin Shepard with a pretty tough scenario here if this guard is made.
Yeah, I agree. Catlin really trying to figure out if he can, try and score a deuce here. So with that one of Jason's just coming a foot light, line was so perfect, but chance here for Jeff now to put up a guard and see if he can block that path.
A key point there for those of us watching today, Melissa, the difference between guarding the rock versus guarding the path. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so you can always guard the rock, but when you guard the rock, A, it's hard to do because the ice curls so much or the rocks are curling so much. B, you have to almost have a tight guard because if you're right in front of it, because if you leave any space, like if it's a high guard, it's really like it's a no guard because it's so accessible. But what you want to do is actually block the path that rock's coming around in order to prevent it from even getting access to the one in the 4 foot. I don't know if I explained that very well, but I really tried.
I think you did. And I think it's a bit about, really thinking ahead to your opposition's next rock, right? And where are they going to be throwing and trying to get in the way?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So where that one ended up, Julie, it's it's not really doing anything, to be honest, right? It overcurled and it's really high. So there is a chance now for Catlin to throw the exact same shot that Jason did, a little bit extra weight, and they can now tap their blue one in for shot stone.
Now, do you imagine he's going to be trying to throw tap weight from his hand, Melissa, or do you imagine he's going to leave that to the sweepers to get it there? It's the line here is going to be so delicate.
Exactly. And so when you're icing yourself, you're usually icing yourself for pretty much tee line weight in this particular moment. You can bet your sweepers will carry that rock an extra 5 feet or so. I don't know the numbers exactly, but they'll get a lot of extra distance on it. So Jason and Sterling are fantastic brushers, and I'm expecting them to be able to do what they need to do here. But this is all about line now, and if you overthrow it, we know it'll run straight, and that looks like what's happening at the moment. Sterling waiting to see if he can. No, it looks like Jason. So this line actually looks perfect, or they're going to the back one now. Pardon me. Plan B here.
Oh, the suspense while we wait to be able to see the outcome here.
Yeah, it looks like it was heavy, so they definitely went for a plan B. I don't know who is shot. If only we had overhead cameras.
Well, it makes me feel less bad that we can't tell, Melissa, because the curlers standing right on top of it are looking.
Oh,
body
perfect.
language suggests they can't tell either. So I feel good about it. I feel good about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jeff initially indicated maybe hitting the blue rock, pardon me, that's third shot, and maybe rolling on top of his own. You could roll away too, but if you're not shot rock or you think you're not shot rock, why wouldn't you try and roll to the middle? He's taking quite a bit of ice here. We've seen a couple of over curls here so far. So Jeff making sure that he's got enough ice. He's also coming from the right hack, so the angle of attack is going to be a little bit different than throwing from the left hack.
Such a great point, Melissa. Just that line is going to run differently. Yeah.
Exactly. What you don't want to leave is a double here, though, Julie. Good call there by Richard Krell, getting that rock away to the side and leaving no double opportunity for Catlin Schneider.
Yeah, that looked like a bit of an audible to me, Melissa, and such a key characteristic of a great third is when you know at which point you're clear in your mind at which point you might have to change the outcome of the shot and make a decision for sweeping to make sure you leave the best possible outcome here.
Exactly. So they're having a look here. I don't think they even know which one is shot.
That one I really
I imagine the discussion here is really just having to score in this end for Schneider.
Definitely. So they brought down the front end here or the brushers, I should say, to have a look. Big shot over here on sheet B for Kristen Ryan. Makes an angle in. Oh, I'm not sure she got it, though. So close. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't last shot. I thought it was last shot. So still another rock or two to come. Catlin and Alex still trying to decide what might be the best option here. They could throw the same shot and tap it in for one. That might be their best option. There's an out-turn draw to the 4-foot for one. Not easy, though, because of the staggered guards.
Yes, I think that it looked to me like that's what the primary discussion was, but concerns over the placement of the guards.
And is he looking at the angle run now with just... That's a lot of ice.
It would be super if we could get an indication from the broom holder of what the call is.
My guess is he's playing the angle tap on the blue onto red
Oh,
for
yeah.
2. But with that kind of ice, I'm not sure if he's throwing, how much weight he's throwing. And with Alex back here on the tee line, when the rock's so high, it's, sometimes you want to look at it from a bigger perspective to know how to call it. But I'm guessing he's throwing enough weight that if he misses it, he can still just tap it to the button for a single.
Yeah, I'm
That's my
excited to
guess
see here.
Must be really close, trying to hold it straight. Oh, has it over curled? It's close. So trying to tap it now for a single. Oh my goodness, an extra 4 feet of weight, or not even 2 feet of weight. He would have got it. Oh my goodness, he got 1 for sure. What a great shot by Caitlin Schneider.
What an effort.
Now they're trying to decide who is second shot. Alex says him. And of course, Team Richard saying it's them. So they'll have a measure.
And just checking in on sheet E, the scoreboard looks like it's telling me it is 3-1 for Gushalak after 3. And again, an exciting number of rocks in play over there. Quite a few blue ones, and Diane just trying to decide how to make the most of them here. And
this
just
is a huge point. Sorry, Julie. I was just going to say, this is a huge point. I'm just really excited about the measure right now.
I love measuring so much.
No, they're going to go around again. It must be very, very close. Going to adjust the measuring stick here just to get some different numbers.
This is the point when I'm having to measure myself where I start sweating quite profusely, terrified of accidentally hitting the rock at some point. Come on now, who hasn't done that? I can't be the only one. And a shout out to our terrific officials this week doing such a great job. You know, these curlers are near professionals. They would be, not too much work to officiate, but still we appreciate Patty Caldwell and her great team of officials.
Oh, they've been just terrific all week, and it does look like it was red. So I believe it is only 1 on the board for Team Schneider, and Team Richard retain a 3-1 lead. Now I've just made that up myself, but I will wait for the official confirmation.
Melissa, the board tells me you had it right. It is 3-1.
Right. Here we go, 3-1, heading into the 4th end.
And we're just so thankful to all of you out there alongside us. It's Melissa Sligo and Julie Herndeer, so thrilled to be bringing you Draw 8 of the BC Men's and Women's Curling Championship here in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. We urge you to consider getting your daily 50/50 tickets at curlbc.ca/daily5050/.
So Julie, we're going to put up a new view here in a sec just to see if we can get a better view, but I'll just wait until our producer has given me the okay.
I love it. We're nothing if not flexible, so I will be eager to see if we are going to offer our viewers something a little different or stick with what's been working here.
So I'm happy to hear in the chat if you think this is a better or not a better view. I'm a little farther away. You can see the almost the whole rink, but I'm not sure we can make out the colors that well. So if you want the other view back, just yell at me in the chat.
So the call to action to our viewers, Melissa, is we want them to say either they want the old view, which was the view that was on before, or the new view, which is this broader lens, if you will.
Correct.
The chat is not lighting up with responses yet. Here we go. Here we go.
There we go. Ethan. All right. 1-0 for the other view. Hard to see. Okay, thanks, Crystal. Okay, we'll go back to the other one. There we go. All right, thanks, Darcy. Appreciate it. Thanks, Lisa. We get it.
Oh, it would have been awkward now if right after we committed to the old view, all of a sudden everybody was voting for the new view.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. We do appreciate it.
We super appreciate it.
Got to try some new things here. We still have another day and a half to make it perfect. There are some trusses up on the in the rafters there, Julie. We could put our producer up there just holding the cameras over top of the. She wouldn't get cold, I don't think. She'd probably be okay. So if anyone wants that, let me know. She's giving me the eye at the moment, so maybe we won't do that. You're welcome, Nick. We tried to remember to do the colors today. I'm sorry, Jared Kolomaya. We can't help you. We can give you an update, though.
We can update. That is sheet C, if I'm not mistaken, and it looks like the score is 5-1. Just going to wait for the curlers, who, of course, they should be in my way. It's their show, but now they've moved. Yeah, it's 5-1. Nobert having hammer.
Just back to our sheet here, as we were fooling around with the views. Team Schneider with their first 3 rocks have been absolutely perfect. All touching the center line here, and there are 2 Richard stones, though, on either side. You betcha, Jared. In that game, we have, I think it was a blank in the 3rd. So it is 3-1, Team Brown leading Team Jackson Bear in the 4th, Jared. And in the rings right now, I believe blue is sitting 1st and 3rd. And blue belongs to Jackson Bear, but there is a red stone in there as well.
I think it looks like those blue stones are fairly well guarded, Melissa. So
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
So
looks like.
The other live stream, Derek is on our men's C, because the loser of that game is actually the first team out of the event. So we thought we would do that one. And hello to Mary Lou Richter.
Hello, Mary Lou.
Oh, Mary Lou, if only we could add graphics. We can't, unfortunately. We're trying a new system this year. This is the first time using this system, so we're doing as much as we can. I can't add the end in, though, just because you want to know.
Just taking a peek over, Corinne Brown was attempting a draw to the 4-foot, just down to the Steph Jackson Bear stone, but slid just a little deep. So now opening the door for Steph and team to really try to get something going. I think it's
Steph's first stone, so there are Corinne does have one left here. So
yes,
I believe Steph's going to try and lie 2 here. Red is lying 2nd and 3rd. Team Brown lying 2nd and 3rd. We've moved inside for our commentating, so we've got a better view now, so we can give you any updates you need. Just throw it in the chat. Happy to chat with you, as long as it's all nice things and good things. Just kidding. You can say what you want. No, you can't, actually. All right, Team Schneider in pretty good shape here right now. Looking to get this one right to the center again, protect shot stone. Sitting first and second right now, just biting the 8-foot, as you can see. This one does come a little deep, so there might be a triple, I think, there for... Oh, no, actually, Jeff, pardon me, thinks he can see enough of the one that's on the center line to actually get the double, and you can see, oh boy, about a third, I would say.
Yeah, it looks like that from where I'm standing, Melissa.
And Jared, because inquiring minds want to know, Steph Jackson Bear made a fantastic shots for the, I believe they're sitting 2 now, fully buried, but there is a chance for Corinne on her last stone here in 4 to freeze to the top button and take the end away from Steph. So I'll keep you posted on that one. And what a terrific, terrific shot by Richard Krell here on our sheet. Does manage to get both blue stones going, eliminates 1. And now red all of a sudden sitting 2.
Yeah, great shot and great weight control there.
Okay, Jared, the rock has entered the rings. And unfortunately, Corinne was heavy. So I do believe that Stephanie will have a draw 4-3 in the 4th end.
Looks like she's got to have really full 4, if not a little more, almost edge a button. Would
Almost
you say,
button.
Melissa, from your 8? Yeah, okay. I'm going to share with you all at home that Melissa, the pro here, makes this updating multiple sheets at once look easy, but it is quite a talent. So I want to just give a shout out and a nod to my good friend
Aww.
and amazing commentator, Melissa Sligo.
Thanks, buddy. I'm loving working with you. Cody, we have a 4-1 lead for Team Grandy. Your better half, your words, not mine, over Team Ryan. And it is in the 4th end, and Team Ryan does have hammer, and we're down to skip stones, I believe. So I will keep you posted. And Jared, I'm about to let you know what happens here on the last stone for Jackson Bear in the 4th end. Sorry if we're being distracting. We're just trying to keep everyone updated with what's going on out there. Such important games, as we all know.
Meanwhile, on our feature sheet, I think Richard is trying to draw to lay 2 here, and a really nice shot.
Great shot. Richard's having a terrific game, and it looks like it is 3 on the board for Stephanie Jackson Bear. So they do take a 1-point lead. Just got to do my math. 1-point lead over Team Brown after 4 ends of play. Yeah, Cody, Julie's pretty awesome, isn't she? I agree.
Oh, that's nice. Hi, Cody.
All right, Caitlin Schneider really trying hard to find a way not to give up 2 here in this 4th end. They're already down 3-1 without the hammer. So trying for a big hit and roll.
And just in our ongoing quest to update all the sheets, I think that was a fabulous pick made here for up. We'll just wait for the score to go up on the board, but it's irresponsible, of course, when you just glance over and see a shot, but I think just wait for confirmation on the board here. In the meantime, go back to our feature sheet.
Oh, and on our sheet, it does roll, but unfortunately, I think it's rolled. Well, Richard's having a quick look for me, and it looks like, well, they're having a double look. Let's just wait for the call here.
That little spin back, it looked to me like it spun just at the end, might have saved the day there for blue. I'm not sure.
Derek says she picked it clean, so... Oh, he can see on our sheet here. I don't know why we didn't look at that. Thanks, Derek.
Thank you, Derek. It's official. I'm looking at too many things at once.
It's actually exhausting. I'm having so much fun.
I'm having so much fun.
Jake Chan, Cody needs to shave. I could not agree more with you, Jake. Sorry, Cody, but yeah.
As the rookie commentator, I'm going to go with no comment on the facial hair discussion taking place.
All right, last stone here for Kristen Ryan, who's down 4-1 to Team Grandy. She looks like she has an open hit for a single point. Just trying to hit one on the nose here in the 8-foot. Can't afford to roll out. And no problem. Great brushing by her front end, and it is 1 on the board for Team Ryan. So does cut the lead, but still 4-2 Team Grandy over Team Ryan. Still discussing what to do here on our sheet. We do think blue is shot stone.
And just while the discussion carries on, we would just like to thank the amazing volunteer crew here putting on this year's 2024 BC Men's and Women's Curling Championships. Want to give a shout out to our chairs from the Victoria Curling Club, Sandy Martin, and to our chair on behalf of the Esquimalt Curling Club, Heimei Chia. Just an absolute delight to be here. The volunteers have done a tremendous job making sure that the players and coaches and officials and even our crew here are very comfortable and having a tremendous experience this year's provincials.
Oh, it's just been fantastic. It's only believe it or not, I think it's day 3, day 4, but the volunteers have been working really hard starting on the weekend to get us to this place, and we thank you so much. And Cody, I do apologize, but not really. You know I'm telling the truth, but you're still one of my faves. All right, we finally made our decision here. Jeff Richard is going to throw a nice soft weight. So pretty much identifying that blue is shot stone. Maybe even try and get a little roll under if he can. He doesn't really, I think the worry here is he was maybe worried, Julie, about potentially setting up a double. But really trying to roll to the center now. And what a great shot by Jeff. Again, Jeff just having a terrific game.
Now, Melissa, is there ever a concern, would you say, at this stage of rolling to a point where Catlin is going to try to freeze down to you when it's behind the tee line? You know, we had a lot of discussion earlier about those rocks behind the tee line. What do you think that was of concern to Catlin, or do you think he'd more likely be hoping for an attempted double?
I think he probably wanted to make the double so that, or have a double, pardon me, so that he could bring those other 2 blue stones at least into play. For Catlin right now, it's risk versus reward. Do you maybe ignore the 2 red shot stones without hammer here in 4 and try and find a way to get 1 by drawing around your 2 center blues? Do you play the hit and roll, which it looks like he's going to do, or do you try and freeze? And, you know, the one thing you can't do, you're still in this game, but you don't really want to give up more than 2.
Great point.
You don't really want to give up 2 at all, but right now he's got to make a great shot here to try and prevent Jeff Richard from scoring a multiple point end. So we'll zoom the cameras at the far end to get a different view of the house in a split screen. We can definitely do a split screen of both houses, if that's what you're thinking, Derek. But we can't zoom in, unfortunately. We'll get back to that question in 1 sec here. Just trying to get the hit and roll. And makes a great shot, but I don't think it rolls enough. So there is a chance here for 2 for Jeff Richard and his team.
Now, I had a moment where I had to think about this because although it's his last rock, he was indicating the double there. Realizing now that, Melissa, would you say he's just looking at the double there to make sure he has a catcher, just given it's going to be tricky to get that blue one by?
Yeah, I think so. He's going to throw about the same weight he just did, and he's going to roll towards that blue one for sure. You know, it's there if he needs it, but he just needs to hit it 3/4 high. So, producer, we have a question for you from our chat from Derek. I'm not sure if he just means a split screen. So, Derek, if you're looking at sheet, the Robillard Nobert, that has the split screen. That's what he's referring to. And what a terrific shot again by Jeff Richard. No mistake, does put 2 on the board. It is now 5-1 Team Richard over Team Schneider. We do appreciate all the comments and oh, okay. We can try that for you. Hang on one sec here. I'll show you what that might look like. Oh, no, we can't because we've got our commentators in there that we don't want to take up the screen. Yeah. I'm having a technical issue trying to get that go, so I do have to actually stay with the solo look. I do apologize about that. And yeah, thanks for the comments in the off season. Obviously, we'll be trying to make some improvements to everything that we do here with our streaming. Pardon me, not our zooming. But let me update the score right now. So Richard.
Just while you're doing that, Melissa, I want to give a little shout out. I think it was Jesse Sanderson here on sheet E made just a fabulous little hit and roll to lie 2 buried behind a just off center guard. Happily responding with a run back where they remove one of the blue ones. So currently Gushalak is sitting 2 in the 5th with hammer. Jeff Richard not hesitating to call the first shot in, and then Team Schneider going with the very tight corner guard. I didn't see the call, but it looks like Team Richard is either going to throw another one in the rings, I would imagine, or maybe just a very tight guard. Team Richard representing the Vernon and Royal City Curling Club. Of course, the Royal City Curling Club is based out of New Westminster, British Columbia. Fun fact, I was born there.
Where?
New Westminster.
Where are you?
Yep.
Huh. I'm a Trail BC gal myself.
Just 21 short years ago.
Oh my God, I'm 29. Oh, you're so young.
Those were good years.
Wow.
So Connor Dean dropping another beautiful shot. Just full 8. Making sure those rocks are somewhere that Schneider is going to have to deal with them at some point in the end here. And Schneider placing another really well executed corner guard. Opting for the double corner guard on one side. Daniel Wenzik, I'm not sure, Melissa, if they're just going to drop another one in there, top 12, or if they've called the super tight corner guard. I didn't see the call from Jeff, but just really stacking them up there, making sure Schneider's going to have to deal with them.
Yeah, tight center for sure. And if this one slips in, that's okay. But definitely just keeping, trying to get to the center line and keep things in the middle. It's going to eventually, like right now, forcing Sterling Middleton to have to make a play on some of those stones. They can't keep leaving those there.
Team Richard vibe continues to be applying the pressure. Looking to get everything going here, and a really nice shot removing 2 of the red stones and rolling. Just wait for the players to clear her, but it looks like that might be half buried. And we're just working on getting a few updates here for you on other sheets. Melissa's got out her trusty binoculars.
Yeah, it looks like Team Brown maybe just in a bit of a pickle over there. That looks like Shotstone belongs to Jackson Bear. And there was a couple guards out front, so Corinne just trying to clean up the front and give her a chance for a shot here. They do have a couple other red stones in the rings as well.
Yeah, I think there's backing behind that blue stone. I'm just walking way over to see behind it, Melissa. So really shaping up there.
Kristen Ryan trying to play a hit and roll. It looks like she makes a pretty great shot. Just have a quick look here. And red is line 2, I believe. So Team Ryan line 2 right now. The first Team Randy skipstone to come. Schneider doing their best here. They got 2 blue guards, corner guards, and they just want to overbury this one if they can. That's a great brushing there. Nice shot by Sterling.
It's a good feeling when you make the investment to get those corner guards up when you get to use them.
Exactly. The thing is that, Jeff, I don't know if he can get both. He's definitely going to get the higher one, but because that rock over-curled by, a full rock, it's completely buried behind the second blue guard there. So just a terrific shot by Sterling. So peel here by Richard Krell. There's 2 red stones obviously near the middle that Schneider will have to deal with. We have a timeout being called on the other stream game for those of you wondering what's going on over there. It's a 6-1 lead right now for Team Nobert over Team Robillard. And looks like Nobert line 2 at the moment. Jason Ginter here. Trying to play the hit and roll, and will it stick around? No, it does roll out. Jason having a little bit of struggle today, not getting those rocks in the right positions. Well, I will update you. It looks like we have a 5th end break happening over on sheet A, and it is a steal of 1 for Jackson Bear. So it is now 5-3 Jackson Bear over Brown at the 5th end break.
Yeah, I just looked across there. It looked like Corinne Brown maybe was a little bit heavy with her last shot. I confess I didn't see the whole thing, but it just looked like, yeah, the body language of the sweepers was it was just moving. So we'll keep you updated on what's happening over there.
Well, that is not a great result there for Richard Krell. He won't be happy with that at all. He was trying to play the run back and does jam it, as you can tell. So there are 2. I'm going to move the score so that you can see the back of the rings wherever I put the score. Here we go. Just so we can see the whole house here. So Jason on his last stone here in 5, trying to draw way over to the side, and this one is light, and the sweepers are on this. They need to get this one in the rings. Catlin trying to come out and help. Alex hanging in there. And there it is.
Woo!
In the rings. What great brushing.
Fantastic brushing.
It kind of looks like you and I out there brushing, hey?
I think so.
Wow. Wow. Very
Wow.
similar. Very, very similar.
I also just want to highlight by way of a quick update that Diane Gushalak successfully makes a draw for 2, and so the score is 5-3 after 5, and they're going into the 5th end break as well. Not going to lie, Melissa, I'm pretty excited to see what the plethora or variety of snacks are for the 5th end breaks these days. It seems like they are quite bougie.
Ooh, we can just look down on sheet E here. We've got a veggie tray, some crackers. Grace McInnes, the 5th for Team Gushalak, bringing out all the goodies. Ooh, cookies. I see cookies.
Do you think Grace would have any for us?
I'm pretty sure. She likes us.
I know she definitely likes me.
Oh, she likes me even more. I'm pretty sure. All right, we'll just wait for a score update. They're entering the 5th end break over on sheet B, Ryan versus Grandy. I believe Grandy scored, but we will wait for confirmation.
This commentator is going to humbly confess that I missed the last shot because I was Googling people's snacks. I think it looked like Jeff Richards' team was removing a rock and that red
They
rock
were indeed.
rolled over. Yes. So
yeah, thanks for watching our game.
Yeah. I'm nothing if not aiming to please here.
Yeah, so Catlin, that one of Jeff's, pardon me, is 3rd shot. So Catlin's going to ignore it and try and draw in again. I believe trying to draw towards that red stone. And just an update, it looks like it was a draw for 2 for Team Grandy, so they do have a 6-2 lead now over Team Ryan. And again, the brushers on this from pillar to post.
Everybody's getting in on it here. Are they?
They gotta get this one in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, it comes up light. Wow.
Well, we have all been there for sure. And now Schneider just going to have to wait and see what Jeff Richard does.
Jeff could take a stab at the double. He could play the hit and roll. I think he's going to play the hit and roll.
Yeah, I think that's what it looked like he indicated also, Melissa. Some discussion now from the hack.
Have they? No, it looks like still the hit and roll, I believe. Throwing some weight here, just a little bit more weight to try and get a big roll. Action on his shooter there. Just managed to roll in, so it is an open hit for 2 for Team Schneider.
Nice shot again, leveraging that real soft touch hit weight for Jeff Richard, making sure he's bringing those sweepers in.
Lots of discussion going on in the 5th end over on the Nobert Robillard game, so we'll try and update you when we can. But last stone here, 5th end, Catlin Schneider looking for 2. Clean sounds good. And there you go. Great shot
Nice
by
shot.
Catlin. All right, Julie. There's still a few rocks, or is this the last rock? No, on sheet C? Or shall we take our 5-minute break?
I have no opinion.
I'm liking the break myself. Sorry, I can't even remember what the score is now. Richard 5, Schneider 3.
Oh. Now that looked like it might have been a cheeky little tap on sheet C for, it's unconfirmed, but 1 or 2, I think, for blue. Just wait for it to go up on the board, and then maybe we'll take a little break.
I'm going to take a break ahead of you. I'll let you do the update, and I'll see you in a few minutes.
I love it. I will be here, and our producer will make sure I know how to put us on break.
Thanks, Lisa. I appreciate it. I'll go have a break. Take care. Back soon.
All right, so can we see the score? Here we go, getting out the trusty binoculars. We're nothing if not accurate. So Robillard takes 2 in the 5th to go into the break with a score of 6-3. Nobert is over Robillard 6-3 after 5. And we'll be back in about 4 minutes, bringing you back to the Men's Curling Championships here from beautiful Victoria, BC. All right, folks, and we're back. Had a little snack, had a little water, and Melissa Saligo and I, Julie Hernier, are so welcome to be back with you for the 2024 BC Men's and Women's Curling Championship. Today we're featuring the A qualifier between Team Richard and Team Schneider. And oh boy, has it been a treat so far, Melissa.
Has it ever? You know, there was a early miss by Catlin Schneider. He had a chance, I believe it was the second end, came up late, and actually that was a steal of 3 in the second end. Not 3 for Jeff, but a steal of 3. So bit of a mistake there. So Team Schneider trying to find their way back into this game. Had a great last end. Got 2 back on the board, but Team Richard now in the 6th end, the even end, with the all-important hammer. Trying for the double, and what a great shot by Dan Wenzik. I'm not sure if Dean Jonice is probably working, I would imagine, but if Dean, if you're out there, I just had a nice visit with your parents on my break. They seem to like me better than you, just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yes, well, I may have gotten a note from Mr. Jonice last night about mistakenly referring to his wife by the incorrect last name.
Boy.
And so, of course, having known Shannon a very long time, I had a different name locked into my mind. But of course, I know she's the very talented Shannon Jonice. And so I did issue a private apology to Dean. But since his name came up, I thought we'd say it here too.
So nice guard there. So Team Richard looking to remove it and maybe even catch the other red guard that's on the left-hand side of the center line.
Yeah, I would think with this shot, they'd want to get a couple things going. And would you say, Melissa, it's getting a little bit junky here?
Yeah, I think so. So he's definitely trying for both here. Oh, and just misses it. Oh, Jake, it's way too soon to talk about team shakeups. That's for another broadcast.
That is, and with another commentator wearing this headset.
Yeah, mine too.
Now, do you imagine Schneider's going to put that guard back up at this point? There's still lots of rocks to come, Melissa. Do you imagine they're guarding again here?
I think so, but this one's got a long way to go here. Plan B here, trying to make the tick off the red. That was way out there for Jason. And great call by Catlin Schneider to make that one perfect.
Ooh, got a little help from his friend, that red rock over there.
So a bit of a miss here, and just in front of us on sheet E, Natalie Hafeli had a chance. Hafeli, pardon me, I'll get that right. Had a chance. Holly, not Natalie. Holly had a chance to draw and lie 2, but unfortunately her draw was heavy. So a chance now for Diane Guchlak to hit the open stone. I believe Holly has hammer.
Yeah, you really feel for Holly. She really, you can see in her body language that she'd sure like to have another crack at that draw. And of course, again, we've all been there. Just waiting for Diane to throw to confirm 100% who has hammer here. Yeah, you're correct. Happily does have hammer this end. Melissa?
Okay, so yeah, she'll be, as you say, a little bit upset with that because she did have a chance to get 2. And Diane makes this shot perfectly, which she has. Holly will have a chance for a blank here. And a mistake by Jason Ginter again, unfortunately hits and rolls out. And you see a little bit of frustration down on sheet D here.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Melissa. Nothing outrageous, but just a little bit of little bit of read on the body language with just a little bit of frustration here.
Yeah, chance now for Richard Krell to throw the high hard one here and get rid of that blue stone that's on the forefoot, or on the button, pardon me. Get everything going here in the rings. What a great shot. Yeah, again, a chance for Team Schneider. They're setting up a little bit, but just these half shots are really hurting them.
For sure, and just to come back to sheet E for a moment there, it looks to me like Haffley opted to take her one there instead of hitting the blue rock and blanking it. So maybe a bit of strategy at play. I'm just going to wait for it to be confirmed on the board. But just as I looked over, it did look like the sweepers were just guiding a draw in there. So Haffley making a bold decision to take their one, and maybe just looking ahead a little bit to the end of the game and having a bit of a game plan here.
Well, very interesting. Down 2 with the hammer in the 6th end, they could have easily blanked that end, as we discussed. I mean, there was another red one just in front of the blue, kind of edge on edge, and so maybe she was just a little bit concerned. But also maybe Team Haffley is good at stealing, so that might be the reason why they elected to do what they did. What a tremendous shot over in the other stream game. If you happen to see it, Mitchell Kapitko. Phenomenal shot. Moving all blue rocks. And just an update, I think sheet A, Brown, Jackson Bear. I think Brown drew for 1 in the 6th end. The 6th end is now complete. So it is 5-4. Jackson Bear with the hammer. And you've heard me say it before, but another great shot by Jeff Richard. So if you're Team Schneider, what do you do now, Julie? You can try and play the angle double and roll towards the other corner guard. You can ignore it and try and draw around that corner guard and get shot rock. But Catlin's elected to play the angle / double and try and roll a shooter. I don't know if he can keep his shooter in play, but he's definitely going to try.
Yeah, I think I like this for them. I think that it'd be a really good confidence boost, confidence builder if Catlin can make this. And I think this, we know this shot is in his wheelhouse, so I like his odds. I like the call. I'd be excited to see what happens here. Just while he's setting up to throw, I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to my little baby brother, not so baby anymore, but a big hello to Jared and back home in Kamloops, where they are in beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia, watching. We're so thankful to have every one of you here with us. So here we go.
Yeah, you can see Catlin not happy with the result of that one. So it is a draw for 2, or is it a split for 3? Trying to decide here. I don't know. The way Jeff's playing, I'd play the split for 3.
I'm with you. I have to say, I like the cheeky, tricky split to try it for 3. Talk us through this shot, Melissa. What is going through Jeff's mind in terms of like weight and line to make sure they at least get 2 out of this?
So he's probably going to throw, I'm guessing, about back 8, back 12 weight. And the reason he does that, if for any reason he taps it straight back, it'll stay in the rings. If he over curls it and it becomes a draw, it'll stay in the rings. But it's enough weight to at least, all you have to do is, he's trying to cross it, and you have to hit, I would say, about a quarter to a third. push it to the side and have a shooter have enough speed to roll in, maybe even a little bit more than back 8. I would say back 12, back line-ish.
So
So
here
this
we
is all
go.
about communication here, trying the brushers have to let Richard know what's going on in the rings here. This one has a long way to curl here. But there you go. There's the tap for 2. Nice shot. So it's 2 more on the board for Team Richard.
So just by way of a quick update across the sheets, on sheet A, of course, we have Corinne Brown playing Steph Jackson Bayer, and the score there is 5-4 for Jackson Bayer. On sheet B, we have Kristen Ryan playing Team Grandy and a score of 6-2 for Grandy. On sheet C, we have Nobert playing Robillard and Nobert leading that game 6-3. And on sheet E, we have Heffley playing Diane Gushalak. And Diane Gushalak just moved in front of the scoreboard, so you'll all have to hang tight with me for 1 second for a little score update. The score is 5-4 for Gushalak. So Schneider continuing to be consistent with their strategy of going to the corner guard in an effort to generate some points. Of course, it's still really early in this game yet before we make any conclusions, Melissa, but for the victor of this game, they will have tomorrow off and have a day to occupy themselves and then wait to get back in on Saturday morning. What do you think that looks like for a team in terms of planning their week? They're going to have a full day off of the ice. Are they going to come hang out at the club? Or are they going to go for a walk on the beach? Talk me through what you think a team strategy is going to be.
I thought you were going to say maybe they're going to sleep all day, but
Oh,
that's what I would do
didn't
with
I
my
think of
day
that?
off. No, they're going to have a very specific plan, and I think what they're going to do is they're probably going to see if they can get some practice ice at some point during the day to ensure that they get on the ice at least once. And also, I imagine they're going to try and pretend that it is a curling day, so kind of keeping a little bit of little active. And I imagine that they'll come here and scout out some opposition as well.
It'll be a great quote unquote problem to have the day off tomorrow and try to figure out how to spend it. Hey,
100%. 100%.
so if our viewers, our guests will forgive me, I'm going to have to give one more shout out to my daughters, Charlie, May, and Maddie, who I heard a rumor are watching today. So pretty excited to hear Mom on the mic. So a big hello to the girls, and I hope you're doing your homework and helping Dad with the dishes.
That's a lot to ask. Girls have the day off.
Melissa says.
Melissa says, have the day off, girls.
So Team Rish are just continuing to apply the pressure here.
Yeah, Julie, it's one of those situations when you know as a team you're not playing as sharp as you know you can or as you want to, and the opposition that you're playing against is just playing outstanding, right? They're not making any mistakes. They're not giving you any chances. And so it's a big battle, big hill to climb here for Team Schneider.
So that's a great shot by Schneider, Team Schneider, moving some rocks around, just trying to get something set up behind the tee line, looking for an opportunity to leverage those corner guards, I guess, Melissa. That's the goal here.
Yeah, definitely. And with that rock wide open, though, it does give Dan an opportunity to hit it, nose it probably. Otherwise, you would have seen, oh, I guess we're not on the rock yet that you can peel. So next one, we'll see the peels of the corner guards. Sterling trying to draw around those two corners now.
Just by way of a little update, just keeping an eye on the Ryan Grandy game, continuing to see lots of rocks in play, although Ryan is facing a little bit of an uphill battle this end there. Despite having hammer, it looks like Grandy is sitting 3, and Megan just trying to throw a rock in there to get something going for Team Ryan. So we'll keep our eye on that sheet. That's sheet B. Likewise on sheet A, Melissa, lots of rocks in play. It's hard to tell from this angle. It looks like Jackson Bayer may be sitting first and second.
If my binoculars are correct, it looks like they're lying first and second now. First, second, and fourth, I believe.
Thank you.
And Team Ryan's got a lot of work to do here. They're putting up a guard. 2 opposition stones in the rings there. Team Grandy sitting pretty solid here in that 7th end. And we had 1 peel by Dan, and now I think looks like they're trying to draw around, use that red stone as a guard. Oh, and it just ticks the red one. Doesn't matter. Does manage to spin a bit, but accessible, I believe, for Richard Krell.
Yeah, just so close to being a really great shot, and then it just rubbed almost on the backside of that rock, I think. So giving Richard an opportunity to go after it.
So I just popping over, Julie, if you watch sheet E with me, Hathaway elected to score in the 6th end when they had the hammer, and they had a chance for a blank. They are now facing 3 blue stones, and it looks like she hits and rolls out on her last, so it looks like it's a potential 3, a draw for 3 for Diane Gushalak. So it looks like that strategy may not have worked for Holly.
And I imagine Diane will be really making sure she's going through her full pre-shot routine. You know, that 3rd point just being such a big point at this stage in the game, so wanting to make sure of it. Diane's sweepers are off and on cleaning, so it's very promising. Of course, you never want to leave these points not on the board, I guess it were. Off the board, that's right. Can't say on the board. That would be backwards. And a really beautiful shot by Diane Gushalak.
So Jeff Richard with his first rock here in 7, trying to play the hit and roll on that blue Schneider stone. That's a good question, Kelly. I kind of want to say yes, but I also will say that I think if the blank is there, women will play it for the most part. And like I said, I haven't seen Catholic play a lot, but I imagine that they're a very good stealing team. So I think that's maybe why she decided to do that. But yeah, I think overall, the men that can throw the high hard ones definitely like to blank when they can blank. Thanks for putting us on the spot, Kel.
Yeah, yeah. I think it also can come down to a team style, right? As you're saying, Melissa, like if they're a stealing team or whatnot, and she had just missed a draw, and it was an opportunity for her to get her draw weight back. So I imagine maybe that played a bit of a factor for her. But
yeah, that's a great point. So there is lots going on over on sheet A. Team Brown versus Team Jackson Bear. It looks like Jackson Bear is line 3 in the 4-foot. And I believe Corinne is making her way down to throw her first one, I think. Let me just have a look at that. I lied. Jackson Bear has hammer. So this is indeed Corinne's last stone here in the 7th end. And her opposition line 3 at the moment. Give you a quick update. We'll just watch that game here quickly. I believe they're trying for the hit and roll.
got to be mindful of that blue one at the back.
Yeah, you don't want to jam it. Sam Fisher really trying to get this one to curl. And it did jam, and it's definitely difficult from our angle to see.
Yeah, looking like Steph could have a chance to a little bit break this game a little bit open.
Yeah, I think that red one's fairly open. And again, unfortunately for Corinne, she did jam it, but I still think it might be 4th shot. So this might be a hit for 2 or 3 if she can nose it. So draw here for Caitlin Schneider. They briefly looked, Julie, to see if there was a way that they could play the split on that one that was tight to the rings, but it's really difficult when it's that far out. So this is a draw for 2. And a great shot there by Caitlin.
Well done to get there 2.
And rock on its way, crossing the hog line. And it is a hit for 3, I believe. And success made. Steph Jackson Bear puts 3 on the board. I'll just confirm that score, but definitely 3. I don't think it was 4. All right. Get the score up here for you.
So we can confirm that was a 3, and so the score now on sheet A is 8-4 for Jackson Bear. And their neighbors on sheet B continuing to have an absolute ton of rocks in play, Ryan and Grandy. Of course, Kristen Ryan very eager to score here and make good on this hammer as we're running out of ends, and they're trailing behind Grandy 8-2.
And Nobert indeed got another one in the 6th end, so they are up 7-3 over Team Robillard. A great center guard goes up there by Alex Horvath, but I believe it wasn't touching the center, so they were allowed to actually tick it. They were trying to draw around it, but it did tick.
Bit of a change up for us here. We've seen Schneider going to the wings so often now. It's exciting to have the end starting out with a bit of play to the center, of course, with now Richard having hammer this end.
There's a nice shot by Alex right on the center line.
Really nice shot. And we talked last night, Melissa, about the skill behind throwing that long guard just over the hog line. You feel like you just have to be so brave to throw it so slow, particularly on this spectacularly fast surface. So a job well done there. Speaking of a spectacular surface, we'd be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to our head ice maker, Mike Merklinger, just doing a phenomenal job here alongside his assistant, Cody Hall. We're just so thankful for their hard work and making just an absolutely fabulous playing surface for these great hurlers to show us the very best that the province of British Columbia has to offer.
And a terrific shot there by Connor Dean on his 2nd stone of this 8th end. Top 4, fully buried.
I want to say Connor has had a fabulous game. Just really disciplined rock placement every end, really putting the pressure on Schneider's team, just right from those first 2 rocks of the end. He's had a fabulous game.
Yeah, great point. He has been playing extremely well. So Sterling Middleton here trying to freeze to that red stone thrown by Connor. The boys trying to drag this as far as they can.
Giving it everything they've got. That was a great sweep. So now Team Richard gonna get some granite out of the way. Nice peel by Daniel. And just by way of a brief update on sheet E, back to the Gushlak Haffley game. Haffley trying to set up a deuce here to make good on this hammer, and Diane looking to hit the shot rock to sit first and I believe third.
Yeah, there was an earlier shot by Georgia Kapitko, made a fabulous shot, managed to get rid of one of the blue ones and actually split her red ones too. We can see them there on the edges. But now I don't know if they can bring them both into play here with that other blue stone now sitting 3rd shot, 1st and 3rd.
Oh yes, and I didn't see that there was the 4th red shot there.
Good shot by Dan Wenzik. Clear off that middle area and does get rid of the blue stone. And do we potentially have a final out there? Julie, would you like to give us some update?
Yeah, it looks like Kristen Ryan and team have shaken, and so Grandy is going to wrap up as the victor of that game. 10-2 is the final score.
So Team Grandy remaining undefeated.
Yeah, yes, if my stats are right here, Grandy's going to go to 4-0, and that takes Ryan to 2-2 now. Both those teams, I believe, will be back in action tonight in our 7 o'clock draw.
I think so.
My awesome program tells me that Grandy will be playing Brown tonight at 7 o'clock in our draw 9, and Ryan will be playing Jackson Bayer. And if you're in the area, we sure hope to see you down here. We're at the Esquimalt Curling Club. Just a fabulous facility, great seats all around. Of course, we're trying to help you get a sense of what it's like to be in the building. Melissa alongside Julie Herndier here, but we'd sure love to see you out if you're able to make it. Sheet A have called a timeout here to contemplate things. Looking like Jackson Bayer having this end in hand as well, sitting first and second, Melissa.
Yeah, they're sitting very well right now, and that's why Team Brown called out Coach Jim Cotter to have a discussion as to how, what they might be doing here. I believe it's Jen Armstrong's shot. So lots of rocks still to come here in the 8th. On sheet E here, Diane Gushalak had a chance to hit and stick for 2, or lie to, pardon me. She does hit and roll out. So there is a chance here now for Holly Halfley to nose the shot stone and get her 2. She just has to be a little careful. Her own red stone is in behind and on just off to the side of the stone that she's attempting to remove.
Taking a little bit of ice here, looking like she's looking to throw that nice quiet touch hit weight we've talked about all week. Sweepers doing their best to help this rock curl a little bit.
What a great shot by Holly. Terrific shot, 2 on the board.
Fantastic.
Jason Ginter trying to hit and roll and just doesn't quite get far enough here. So it is still open for Team Richard.
Just a little bit, that's the theme of the day for Schneider's team, I feel. They got the roll, but it's not quite enough. So close to being a great, great shot.
Yeah, just not 100% precise. Just missing those rolls by an inch or 2 and things like that, and they pile up. Jake, I'll just get that information for you. It looks like Robillard has about 9.5 minutes left, and Nobert has 10 minutes left.
Great question. On our feature sheet, looks like Caitlin Schneider going to attempt this hit and roll behind those 2 guards again. Just rolled a little bit far, although
great
sitting in front of that red. Yeah.
What a terrific shot. Master Poppers, thank you for the information. We will make sure we try and get that updated. You are indeed correct. Grandy did win.
We're so thankful for the collaboration with our viewers, helping us be on track. It's much appreciated. So just as the Richard team's contemplating, looking again over to sheet A here, Steph Jackson Bayer continues to sit shot almost on the pin, I think, Melissa, with 2 rocks in front. I can't tell if she's second shot or not. I think it looks like that red one at the back might be second.
Yeah, I think she's 1 and 3 and 5, and Team Brown has 1 at the back, 8 sitting second, and 1 on the side, 12. So Steph Jackson Bears team is throwing Kayla Wilson right now, and I'm not sure if they're going to elect to hit the open redstone or they're going to throw up a tight center. But I think with the score the way it is, you probably want to remove that redstone. But
I think so too, Melissa. I'd be very tempted to get rid of at least one of those red stones.
So Jeff Richards made his decision. And Master Poppers, hopefully we've got that fixed for you. Team Grandy now should be showing as the victor over Team Ryan. And here goes Jeff with his first stone in the 8th, trying to make everything go away here.
Yeah,
Pick out
throwing
that blue
modest
one.
heat.
And what a shot,
What a nice shot
by Jeff.
Steph Jackson Bayer also makes a fabulous hit and roll.
Wow, what a shot.
Great shot. Really great team shot there. Weight control, line call. So Steph rolls in behind. I believe she's sitting second shot now. All those blue rocks lined up in line, and then with that one lone red rock at the back of the rings.
Just to update you on our other stream game. Sorry about the video here. It decided to do its own thing. Here we go. It looks like Robillard actually had a draw for 2 and was a little bit heavy. So they only got 1. So Team Nobert now with the hammer in 8, still up 7-4. And on our sheet, Catlin Schneider with his last stone here. The sweepers have pretty much backed away from it, which indicates it's heavy. And Catlin is not going to be happy with that.
Lots of discussion on sheet A now after that great shot by Team Jackson Bayer. Team Brown, it looks like, opting to have Aaron Pincott the third draw down to that rock that's sitting pretty much on the pin. And on sheet E, Diane Gushlak's third, I believe, second part of me makes a great double peel to open things up. Fair number of rocks in play. Heffley, I believe, is sitting shot at the back of the button with Gushlak lying second and third. Heffley, it looks like now opting to throw the guard. Keep you posted on that end. Aaron Pincott makes a fabulous draw, freeze down to that Jackson Bayer rock.
Yeah, what a brilliant shot by Aaron. So Jackson Bear line 1 and about to call a timeout here, and Team Brown line second shot right on the face of a shot stone that's on the button.
Might have been a bit of an end-saving shot there by Aaron Pincott just to get that rock in there. It's just beautifully placed.
100%. That was a terrific shot. What a great shot in front of us here. Jesse Sanderson picking out the Halfley redstone that was about half buried, I would say. So great shot there.
Oh, it looks like Horvath had a little trouble with his rock. It looked like it was picking in his hand, Melissa, so he tried to give it the old spin and push just to try to salvage that shot. You never like to see that. Looked like he tried to get the most out of it for the circumstances. What a shot under the circumstances.
Wow.
Comes right down.
Not a bad result, hey?
Jeff Richard calling on Connor Dean just to follow that down again and freeze to the face of that blue one. It's going to be really critical to be setting up the angles correctly here. Steph Jackson Bear with her first, throwing, looks like a run back. Just doesn't quite hit those blue ones the way she wanted, although now the way she's left them, she's definitely going to have access to that red one, potentially on her next shot, depending on what Corinne Brown does here. So Team Richard rearranging those rocks, I think, a little more than they intended to. And so Team Schneider going to come down and try to nestle those rocks, the next blue rock in there. As mentioned, the angles are going to be so critical. Nice shot.
Yeah, great shot there. Oh, and it looks like Corinne Brown on her first, Julie, tried to freeze on the other side of the blue shot stone and just was, I would say, 2 inches too much and does roll off a bit. So I think there's a chance that Stephanie can probably remove it. I don't know if she can clean remove it, but she can definitely try and remove it.
Yeah, I didn't see the shot, Melissa, but I saw Corinne's reaction to it. Just that body language of, oh, just so close, but not quite the outcome she was looking for.
And over in the sheet in front of us here, sheet E, Diane Gushlak facing 2 stones at the moment, 2 shot stones by Team Halfley at the moment. So trying to get rid of at least one here.
And on our feature sheet, I think Jeff Richard not wasting any time, setting down the broom to get some rocks moving. Daniel Wenzik being called. I'm going to imagine we're going to see some weight on this shot. A nice peel, well done. I missed the call here, folks. I'm not sure if Catlin indicated that they're going to freeze right in there or throw another guard here. It'll be an exciting surprise for us to see. Sweeper's going to go to work here now. green that rock right in on top of their blue ones. So much backing for these blue rocks, so I would imagine that Jeff Richard is going to start being a little bit concerned. All that backing back there.
And Julie, just a quick look over on sheet A. It looked like Corinne had a kind of a difficult but a makeable shot for two, a double for two, and unfortunately just hit it a little thick and only got her single. So one on the board for Team Brown in the 8th end.
Oh yeah, thank you. Great update, Melissa. So excited to see what's happening over there on that sheet. Just so many rocks in play, such an exciting game. Looks like Jeff Richard is calling on Daniel to, or pardon me, on Richard Krell to rearrange things a little bit here.
Yeah, trying to throw some heat here and, like you say, moving some granite around. Oh, and this one's got some movement here. Gets rid of one blue, one red. But looks a little better now for Team Richard. However, there still is 2 opposition stones in there and 2 of your own.
By way of a quick update, Diane Gushalak just hit and stuck. I'm not sure if it was 1 or 2 there, so we'll just update you once we see the score go up on the board there. Team Schneider taking some time to make a thoughtful call here. It looks like they're going top full 12. Trying to protect that point.
Yeah, you got to wonder if they're drawing on the center line, trying to guard the shot stone at the moment. Well, it looks like he might be actually coming right in. Angle freeze to the one that shot to try and prevent Jeff Richard and his team to remove 2 of them. This is a good call, actually. Right. You don't want it to overcurl, though. That could be trouble. Oh, boy. I think the double's definitely there now.
I think you're right, Melissa. And to close the loop, Diane Gushalak did make the hit and stick for 2 points. So Gushalak leading Heffley 10-6. Heffley will carry the hammer into the 10th end.
Fast game over there.
Absolutely. I think there's something to be said for playing quickly, Melissa. What do you think about that? Speed of play.
Love it.
Me too.
Love it. Nothing more frustrating than playing against a team that plays quite slow. It's really hard to keep your focus.
I agree.
Richard Krell here with another high hard one, trying to make the double. And what a terrific shot, and keeps his shooter in play. Huge shot there by
Great
Richard.
Shot.
He's having a good one as well.
He really is. Such a variety of shots for Richard today as well, right? Some high hard ones, lots of touch shots. Just a terrific showing here today.
Looks like our original producer has been replaced, so we do have a new producer in the studio. Will Sutton, welcome. Will Sutton will be joining you on the mic tonight for the 7 p.m. Draw with Richard Zussman. So Team Schneider here just trying to figure out how they can prevent Team Richard from doubling out the blues once they get a chance to throw this one. And I think they have to angle that one right onto their own blue, I would imagine. Might be the best way to do it.
So just as a quick update, looking across the sheets here, Corinne Brown had taken one last end. So the score on that game is 8-5 for Jackson Bayer. Corinne Brown looking like she's trying to get something going with a call for a second center guard. Try to keep you updated on all the sheets here as much as we can.
And Schneider playing kind of the, I thought he was actually coming in. Is he throwing the guard here, actually? And that looks pretty good. I think he guarded the right half. Let's have a look here. Yeah, it looks like you can just see a.
I think so.
Yeah, about a third maybe of that. Maybe, yeah, about a third, I would say. That's a great shot by Catlin.
As you say, the key being which side of the rock he guarded. He absolutely guarded the correct side of the rock. So just Jeff looking like maybe would you say this is ice for the run back, Melissa?
I believe so, yep. Jeff playing with a ton of confidence here. He's just made everything, so I don't see this one troubling him too much. Number one, he definitely want to get to the peel if nothing else, but trying for the run back. Team Nobert looks like they're leading 8-4 in the ninth end over Team Robillard. Does just get the peel. So I think they're playing I assume the same shot as he just played, trying to protect
That's
that
also
blue.
what I think it looks like is happening. Yep.
Yeah, and if you can put it in exactly the same spot as his first one, I think Jeff will make a decision of either playing the run back again or just the draw for one to the 4-foot. So keeping in mind the score, Richard has 7, Schneider 5, ninth end to play.
This one looks like it has a little more juice on it, Melissa.
Are they trying to actually come around? Yes,
Oh.
I think so. Line's close. If they can get it to the back 4. What a shot.
What a great shot.
Oh my goodness, terrific shot. Oh, it needed to curl probably another inch or two, but a terrific shot by Catlin Schneider. Great brushing by Jason and Sterling. Looks like we have a timeout on sheet E. Hafeli versus Gushalak. I believe Hafeli has called the timeout.
Yeah, and for the promised update on sheet A, Corinne Brown managed to get one around those double center guards, and so Steph Jackson calling on her player to make the peel in the top red guard, and she successfully does. Imagine. Corinne will now have to make a decision over whether they're going to come around. Yeah, it looks like they're going to come around into the rings, try to bury another one.
So Jeff, just having a look, can you ever, it depends on how close that blue one is to the red, but can you hit 3/4 of the blue on the board side and maybe, just maybe, catch the one that Catlin just threw? But I'm actually not sure you can. Can't quite see. Well, I don't know. There's a bit of space there. It's hard to say.
I have to say, I think this is the moment, Melissa, when we maybe needed our producer to make good to get up on that rafter and just get us a bird's eye view of the house. I never one to complain about our current view because I'm so thankful for it, but Tough to tell the angles here, so I'm going to be excited to see whether he can catch both those blues or just the top one, Melissa.
And just so you know, our producer, Will Sutton, has decided to not go do that for us. So we'll see what Jeff brings to the table here. Trying for the double, I think. He's got to be really close. Gets it the other way, so he does get, a steal of one, I believe, for Team Schneider. So it's now 7-6, Richard over Schneider. Great shot there by Jeff, just at least eliminating one of the blue stones. So I'll get that updated for you, and we are heading into the 10th end of play.
Carrying that all-important hammer into the 10th end.
With a 1-point lead to boot, so
yeah,
really important there.
And as my grandpa used to say, if you were coming home in 10 up one with, you'd be feeling like you were having a pretty good day.
I like your grandpa.
Yeah.
That's a good comment there. So 7-6, Richard over Schneider. 1 end to go here. Steph Jackson's got facing 2 right now. It's her first stone, facing 2 reds in the rings. Team Brown stones. Does manage to eliminate 1.
Yeah, looked like she was close to having the double there, Melissa. Looked like her sweepers were working hard. Looks like it just ran by. So Brown continues to be shot rock.
Alex Horvath praying that rock is going to stop, and unfortunately, it slides into the rings, and that is a massive mistake by Alex Horvath. Can't steal if you don't have a guard. So Team Brown, last skip stone here in 9, trying to get another one behind those 3 rocks, or at least to the face of their own stone, trying to lie 2 here, put some pressure on Steph Jackson-Bear on her last stone.
And it looks like we've got a final here on sheet E. And I'll just wait for scoreboard confirmation. But I believe based on how the rocks were sitting in the scoreboard that Diane Gouchelak will wind up the victor of that one over Heffley. Yeah.
Yeah, there's still 3 rocks to come, so they'll X out the 10th end. And so it is the final as it is on the board right now there. Julie?
Dare I say make the final 10-6?
Oh, there you go. There you go. Your inner Vic. Love it. And a terrific shot by Corinne Brown. They are lying 1 and 2.
Oh, wow.
And
just a fabulous shot.
So I don't know what's going on with our camera layout here. There we go. And Steph Jackson's got a bit of a difficult shot here. Trying to draw to the 4-foot against 2 in the 9th end. Up 3 at the moment. And here we go. Steph has released her final shot, and the brusher's not really looking at it right now. And now we've got some sweeping on and off here. And now they're pounding it, trying to get it to the 4-foot.
Looks like they've got to help it. Little ways.
Great draw by the looks of it from our angle for Steph Jackson-Bear. We think it's 1, but we will definitely wait for confirmation. That's a pretty far away for us to make that call.
Yeah, I'm with you. I support us not committing to what the result is, Melissa, but I am optimistic based on the crowd's reaction, honestly, if anything. Oh, it looks like they're going to go to a
Oh, they're going to a
measure
measure.
here.
What a terrific shot. Jake, give me 2 seconds. I'll let you know. Blue is Robillard. He has 3 minutes and 25 seconds left, and Team Nobert has 4 minutes and 25 seconds left. So, yeah, time is winding down over there, and they still have an end and a bit to play. So again, we've gone to a measure here on sheet A, Team Brown versus Team Jackson Bear. Stephanie looked like she made a phenomenal draw there, and so I assume they're just measuring for shot stone. I think the other one's gone. So this is either for 1 or steal of 1, but I think either way, Stephanie would be pretty happy.
On our feature sheet, Schneider is throwing up the center guard there over that rock they have it shot in full 12, almost biting the 8-foot. Jeff Richard not hesitating to call the peel.
No mistake there for Dan Wenzik.
Nice shot. You know, the importance of a great peel in the 10th end just can't be overstated, Melissa, right? When you're getting down in ends, you're maybe fatiguing a bit. Just to make that clean peel is just so critical in the 10th end in a game like this.
So what's happening over on sheet A? It looks like
hardly stand the suspense here, Melissa. So excited
to
see where the point went.
Steal. Looks like a steal, I think. Team Brown getting into the hack here. And it's a steal of 1 for Team Brown. So down 8-6 now. And Team Stephanie Jackson Bear with the hammer coming home in 10, up 2.
So maybe Steph Jackson Bear not being so disappointed not to get that point, right? Melissa, would you say, given that now they're up 2 with hammer? I mean, what would my grandpa have said about that kind of day? Whew.
I think Grandpa would be very happy. I think that's a
so
great position to be in if you're Team JB. You have the hammer, and it's going to be all about keeping it clean. Yeah, the one thing obviously you didn't want to do there was to give up that steal of 2. So great shot there. And early mistake, unfortunately, by Sam Fisher. Her guard sneaks into the ring, so an easy opportunity here for Jackson Bear to get rid of that first red stone, Team Brown stone. Big oops.
Second time we've seen that in this afternoon's draw.
Yeah,
Melissa.
right, exactly.
Yeah. And speaking of center guards, Team Schneider puts that center guard back up, and again, Jeff Richard looking to remove it. Schneider just trying to get anything going here to steal a point.
And that probably didn't end up very well for Team Richard. They definitely didn't want that one to hit the center line behind. I mean, it is deep enough that it should be okay, but not the best result there, I don't think.
Kind of changes the landscape of the house there, and quite unexpectedly, actually, to end up with a rock back there.
Yeah, very much so. And it looks like Team Robillard managed to get 2 in the 9th. So they are down 8-6. Nobert has the hammer in the 10th end.
Thank you for the great update, Melissa.
Oh, you're welcome, buddy.
So thankful for the teamwork. think that might be my job, but you're really rocking the binoculars strong.
All I'll say is to my producers, watch out. There's a new commentator in town.
Oh, you mean me?
I do mean you, actually.
That's nice. That's nice. Oh, what a nice shot here.
Nice shot by Catlin. Phenomenal shot. Great brushing.
You know, with that first guard going in the rings, Melissa, it sort of seemed like it was a bit of going to be a non-event, dare I say, and then now all of a sudden it's just creeping up here a little bit. Look,
Yeah,
Jeff
great
Richards' company have
point.
got to be a little bit careful here, I think.
So Jeff trying to run the top blue one back. Would love to remove the blue one that's plastered onto that redstone there.
Fantastic use of the word plastered. I think that's going to be the word of the day.
I don't even know if that's the right word, plastered on. I don't know
I
if
love
that
it.
makes
It
sense.
is plastered
Yeah?
on it. It's 100%.
Glued might have been better.
Love it. I love it.
Jeff's close here. Will he get it? Oh. Manages to hit it, but does remove the back redstone. So chance here now for Team Schneider to lie 2. They are down 1 without the hammer.
I imagine the key here, Melissa, is to position this rock so they're really putting a lot of pressure on Jeff's last draw. But
Yeah,
not
exact
taking
same line. Yep.
Yeah.
Exact same line as the previous one, but I imagine they want it top button, I'm guessing. And Jeff will have to decide whether to play the run back double or draw for his single.
Yeah, I think ideal is like.
I'm very cold. I always get cold when I'm nervous.
Me too.
Do you? Yeah, I'm cold.
My hands get cold when I'm nervous.
I don't know why I'm nervous. I'm not out there.
This
I'm
is
not
just
doing
how
anything.
emotionally invested we are with these athletes, Melissa.
Good point. I like that. I like that investment. All right, last stone here in the 10th for Catlin Schneider. Trying to find a way. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of discussion with the sweepers about the path and where they're looking for the rock to travel. So here we go.
Brusher's being very cautious here. This one does look like it has the weight. Trying to wait as long as they can before they try and sweep for line. Oh, that's pretty good, I would say. Right on the button. What a great shot.
Yeah, and Jeff Richard indicating pretty quickly that the draw is what he's got in mind, and that's where we're going.
Yeah, and you know, that one of Catlin's, I would say maybe 4 inches too deep, right? It's kind of like back button.
So a little bit spicy here when Schneider's sitting first and second.
Yeah, see, the only good thing that you're missing is that my other commentator used to have a stopwatch, and I would be able to time this, keep me busy. So next time, can you bring a stopwatch, please?
Yes, note, binoculars, stopwatch.
Oh, there he is with the stopwatch, but I think we missed it.
Bougie snacks.
So here we go. It is a draw. Trying to get to the center line here. The weight, our line looks perfect. Weight looks perfect. Richard Krell saying it's theirs.
We don't know, folks. We're trying to find out.
Oh boy. Richard thinks it's him.
Horvath
Of course
says
he
to
does.
measure.
Yeah, might as well. That close, you got to measure. So timeout over on sheet A. We'll just poke over there. It looks like Team Brown line 1. Jim Cotter
Sheet
out to have
C.
a conversation.
Yeah, sheet C has a million rocks in play,
Oh boy.
all in a line.
Yeah, and I think Robillard is line 1 with that
Yes.
mess over there. He does need 2 to tie without hammer. Not sure how you get in there for the second rock.
I was just gonna say that I never one to not be hopeful. I just can't see. I think they're playing a guard here and hoping somehow they'll get a shot at those rocks and that the angles will be in their favor. We're keeping an eye on the measure here on our feature sheet. Melissa, quick, what's your prediction, red or blue?
I think it's red. Am I wrong? Richard thinks it's very close. I don't know.
It looks like, yeah, his facial expression
Yeah,
suggested to me
I
that
didn't
it's
know what
closer
that
than
meant.
we think it is. Yeah.
Trying it again.
We need it to be overt, Richard, like jumping up and down or falling on the ice.
Alex slowly making his way behind. I think they got to make an adjustment for the numbers now.
And again, a shout out to our officials. We're so thankful they're here and all the hard work they do. Patty Caldwell and team, we're so grateful. Speaking of which, Patty's just going to come out, offer some support.
Yeah, it's really close. So Chief Umpire Patty Caldwell coming out.
I am always a fan of phoning a friend when you need a hand, Melissa, here. So
100%. This is not an easy measure and a really important measure, of course, trying to decide if we're going to go to an extra end or does Team Richard win the A qualifier. You can see Connor Dean over on the right on the other sheet waiting. Here we go. Drum roll, please.
brrr.
Red. Team Richard. Oh, they're going to go around one more time. I won't say it yet. Alex Horvath asking for another measure. Okay, she's going to make an adjustment here.
Meanwhile, I think Team Robillard just throwing another guard up there, kind of tight top rings.
I don't know what else is going on up there. I'm too busy watching the measure
I
here.
know there's yeah.
Okay, here we go. Alex is not agreeing with Patty Caldwell at the moment. But I do believe it is red. They're going to go around again. I'm not sure what. Anyways. Alex has now left the rings and Caitlin Schneider has come in.
Richard indicating that it is just unbelievably close. So.
But we've seen twice now that Patty has indicated red.
Yeah, it is reassuring she's indicated the same one twice. Caitlin supervising things closely here.
Are we seriously going around again? Here we go. There are some other games out there right now.
Team Brown looks like they're heading to lie 2. It's a close call there. We just can't quite see at our angle who's shot, but it looks like Corinne Brown is at least sitting shot.
Wow. Sorry, Jeff Richard just kind of looking up here and saying that he thinks it could be a tie. Now we're not happy here. Oh boy. I'm glad I'm not an umpire at this moment.
I'm not sure I've ever seen this before, Melissa, or a measure is. It's not
This is
obvious whether
about,
it's a tie or not. Hey, like it's either a tie or it's not. It's hard to tell.
so Patty Caldwell just trying to get this situation under control here. There's emotions, obviously, but you have to let her do her job. And if she cannot determine which one is shot, it will be called a tie for the Rocks, and the end would have to be played again. I believe that's the rule. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But here we go for about the 7th or 8th time.
And not to take away from the excitement, but just to keep everybody posted on what's happening on sheet A. Steph Bayer Jackson looks like she's attempting a nose hit on that red rock.
Wow. Ay, 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 ay.
Would we ever consider, would there be another measuring stick they would bring out, Melissa?
There
that a
probably
thought?
is one at the far end. I mean, they could do that. Team Richard Krell very adamant that it is him. The first 2 times it was indicated it was red. Jeff is a little frustrated, and I get that. Yeah, I'm really not too sure here. No, I don't think they have a laser here. They are just using what's there. Yeah, Jared, I agree. Oh, tied is a blank. Okay. Oh, thanks, John. So tied is a blank, and they are calling it a tie. Richard Krell is not happy.
We have a final on sheet C.
So if it's a tie and a blank, Jared and John, then the game would be over. But it's do they not repeat the end? Sorry, I don't have my rule book with me at the. Yeah, I think they repeat the end, but.
We're thankful for the input from
we're
the crowd.
shaking
They're
hands.
shaking hands.
So let's call it a victory for Team Richard. Very interesting ending to that game.
And not to take away from the excitement, but just casting our eyes over to sheet A, it looks to me like Steph Jackson Bayer has a draw to full 8 for the win. Is that what you're seeing over there, Melissa?
Yeah, so she is facing 2, however.
2, yep. So she's facing the tie.
Facing the tie. Yep, good point.
Draw to the 8-foot for the win here. And I imagine, potentially this could be a distraction on the next sheet, right? There was a lot of action over here.
Oh yeah,
So,
lots of mumbling going on.
Yeah, so she'd really have to be locked in. And
so the brusher's on it right away. She needs to hit full 8-foot. The brusher's on it the entire way here. Oh goodness, I think it's got a long way to go. It's got a long way to go.
They're really trying to drag it.
And I think she is light, and it's a steal of 2.
Well, the excitement continues. The excitement continues here at the BC Men's and Women's Curling Championships.
So I believe we are going to sign off. We don't have cameras over there, so unless we want to move the far one over, we can do that. Sure. Would you like to do that?
I don't know how we couldn't. We have we've got to help the folks at home see through the
Okay,
last
let's do
end.
it. Our producer, Will Sutton, just going to run out there and move the camera over so we can watch the extra end. We're just going to hit pause here for a second, and we'll be right back.
I've had a time measure to win once. It's now the second. Too bad the cameras aren't very good where we can actually watch it. Well, I mean, like, she can't say it's red twice definitively and then say it's blue and how it's blue. Like, it's clearly a tie. Well, because the one first official ran the measure against it, and when you're talking like micrometers, not whatever the hell. That's one. There's one of them. The rule says it's working. That was the right call.
Thanks for being with us. We're glad to be back for the BC Women's and Men's Curling Provincials here in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. We are in an extra end between Corinne Brown and Stephanie Jackson-Bayer. Thanks to our crew for getting the cameras moved over. Team Jackson-Bayer just looking to clear the front there. Of course, with Jackson-Bayer having hammer, they'll be looking to make sure that Stephanie has a path to make a draw for the or a hit for the win here. Corinne Brown having a well-placed rock there on the right side of the button as we're looking at the rings, and so looking to put a guard up, protect that stone. Steph Jackson calling the peel. Ooh. You can see frustration there. Of course, these peels on the extra ends, so loaded a challenge for her. We've all been there. Corinne Brown not hesitating to ask for second. I think that's Jennifer Armstrong. You'll have to forgive me, folks. I'm looking right across the sheet. We're at the other end of the building, but I think she's calling for Jennifer Armstrong to make a draw around that center guard. Sweeper's just walking this in. It's quite a nice shot. I think a little deeper than they would have liked. I don't think they wanted to make contact with the red rock there. Steph Jackson now discussing with her team whether they go after the guard or potentially the rocks in the house, but pretty short discussion. I have to say I agree with this call, going up and peeling the guard. Nice shot. Sweeper's making me a little nervous there with walking alongside, but a nice peel made. Erin Pincott being called to throw the center guard yet again. Once again, we're sure glad you're all with us. A reminder that you can get your daily 50/50 tickets at curlbc.ca/daily5050/ yesterday's pot was a whopping $1,435. And I think I saw that today's pot is well over that already. So an exciting chance to support curling in the greater Victoria area and maybe take home winnings to boot. Sweepers looking like they're trying to finish this guard over a little bit. And a well-placed rock there by Brown third, Erin Pincott, pardon me. So I've lost my awesome sidekick, Melissa Saligo, so you'll all have to forgive me. I was looking down at my notes here for the call, but I think it maybe looked like Steph Jackson-Bayer was calling a run-in here. I heard her indicating looking for some curl from the sweepers. And it turned, yeah, it's a straight peel there with the blue rock rolling away. And it looks like Erin Pincott being called once again to replace that guard. Of course, this team is the only, or pardon me, this game is the only game out on the ice for this afternoon draw at 2 o'clock. So we'll be paying attention to whether it looks like the ice is changing at all. Might be fair to say it was changing a little bit last end on the last few draws there. Nonetheless, Erin does a really nice job of throwing a beautiful guard on the center line. Steph Jackson Bayer commiserating with her team with regards to what call. Looks like, again, they like the peel. Saw them indicating with their hands the clear. Sweepers doing their best to make sure we get rid of this rock and roll the shooter. Oh, turns out, oh, what a nice run back. Of course, now the blue rock is left. And Corinne Brown wasting no time, indicating she's going to go around once again. As a reminder, we're tied 8-8 in the 11th end here, with Steph Jackson Bayer having hammer. And a reminder to all our viewers that we will be streaming the 7 o'clock game this evening. We'll be excited to have you join us again. Or if you're in the Greater Victoria, we'd love to see you out. It's a fantastic facility. The volunteers, officials, and ice makers have done a terrific job setting this up event for great success. Corinne Brown with her first, trying to sink one around that blue center guard that was left on the run back. Just looks like the line didn't do exactly what was expected. So now with that unexpected miss, Steph Jackson Bayer calling a timeout. Going to give some thought here to how they make sure that they have an opportunity to score in this critical 11th end. So I imagine the discussion right now is with regards to, you know, that red rock is quite well placed, the brown stone, and well guarded. And then you've got the difficulty of the blue center guard, as well as that red rock on the top 12 presenting a little bit of trouble for the draw path potentially. So do they continue to clear with Stephanie's first one, or perhaps they take a chance and try to draw something in there? Although definitely, I think more of the discussion is going to be which rocks to clear to make a path here for Steph Jackson Bayer to make sure she's got some kind of shot to score with her last. My good buddy Melissa Sligo has totally abandoned me to go get the scoop on what went on down at ice level with the exciting finish with our A qualifier. So thanks for hanging in there with me, Julie Herndere. I'm so happy to be here with you. So the decision is made. It looks like Steph is going to open up that right side of the ice as we're looking at the screen. Here we go. Sweepers are on it right away. Both sweepers going, trying to lend a hand. So pretty much a straight peel. I admit from my angle, it's hard to tell whether she was trying the run back, but Steph makes a great peel. And I believe Corinne Brown is now called a timeout. Jim Cotter out to provide some advice. I imagine the discussion is about where the best possible placement for this guard would be.
Yeah, if it gets into the frost, it might just go on its way. Does that make sense? I think just because of the positioning. What do you think? It's similar to Aaron's line, like a hair less ice than Aaron's line. Yeah, then you can sweep it to the spot. You can sweep it to the spot. You like that? Yeah, I would say like that.
Sorry about that, folks. I can't tell if you all saw the same interruption I did to the feed, but hopefully we're back. Feel free to drop a note for us in the chat to let us know if we're back here and you can see the game. So just consulting with my producer here as we were kind of scrambling to get the feedback up. I missed the call, but it looks to me like Corinne is throwing a guard. The ice is tricking me a little bit. I can't tell if she's tapping that red one back or throwing a guard to protect her red one that is in the rings. Looks like they've got to curl a little ways here. Sweeper's working hard to get it right over there. Nice shot by Corinne Brown. All right, so Steph Jackson looking like she's going to try to draw down there and perhaps tap the red rock a little bit. I think that's the shot to make the play. Yeah, so helpful when the third indicates or cleans the rock as we just did to show us what the shot is. So a little tap here, delicate little shot by Steph Jackson Bayer. Here we go. Steph Jackson attempting the tap for the win here. Sweepers are giving it all they've got. Sounds like it's close line-wise. Oh, so close. It looks like Corinne Brown stole it, but we're just going to wait for confirmation here. Just going to wait for the officials to confirm it, but it looks like it was 1 for Corinne Brown. So they'll take it. It looks like in the extra end, but again, just waiting for that to be confirmed by the official scorekeepers. While we're wrapping up, a huge thank you to our crew, to the ice makers, to the volunteers, our officials, and thank you to you, all the viewers, for hanging out with us this afternoon. We'll have a crew back here for the 7 o'clock draw. We're so glad you could join us this afternoon for the BC Men's and Women's Curling Provincial Championships in Victoria, British Columbia at the Esquimalt Curling Club. We're just going to stand by to confirm the score. So yeah, it is confirmed on the board. Corinne Brown won, and so the final score, that is make the score 9-8 for Team Brown. Have a terrific afternoon, everyone. Thanks again, and bye for now.